Hey there, everyone. So, Edward Van Halen's passing has inspired me. It's hurt me. It's warmed my heart. It's broken my heart. It's reconnected me with many people I haven't spoken to in a long time. So, I wanted to just share this tribute video to him and also share some insights that have come to me in the last 48 hours. The first one is that, gosh, thank you. I mean, hundreds of people reached out to me within minutes of the news that he had passed. And it really reminded me of something that, music doesn't have borders. It doesn't have taxes. It doesn't have an election. It doesn't have a color, a race. Music is the only universal human language, right? It speaks to us on the same deep level. And I certainly had forgotten that, particularly this year. And I sense that a lot of people, because this year's been a real struggle, I've also forgotten that. And I've seen, my God, millions of people mourning the loss of what I consider the greatest guitar player in the history of the world. So I'll just give you a little background on how I came across Van Halen, and then I'll talk about Eddie for a minute. So, as everyone did, they had a friend who had an older brother or older sister that turned them on to cool things. Well, my guy was Cal Reichenbach. One of my best friends, Craig Reichenbach's older brother, amazing guitar player. He had a CD player in his room. It was like the first CD player. This was 1986. And he played 5150 for me, the album that just came out. And it's 5150 time. You know what I'm talking about? And it blew me away. And like a week later, I was back over there with my friend Craig, who's also an amazing musician, by the way. I heard Cal playing Eruption in his room. And then I was like, oh, wait, there's like an era before like Sammy Hagar, like 5150. And then I heard all of Van Halen 1. And holy shyster. That was it. I was like a preteen. It just blew my head square off my body. I wanted to play guitar and I wanted to see Van Halen as many times as I possibly could. And that was the spark. Luckily, I got to go see them about 50 times in my life. I got to meet Edward twice. And once was backstage at Madison Square Garden with the great Carmine Ciccarelli. Just amazing. He hung out with us. We told him that, man, you don't understand. You're standing from like your two biggest fans ever. And he said, because he probably hears that every day. But he said, the only reason that, I can do what I do and that, that I'm Edward Van Halen is because of fans like you. And 10 minutes later, he went on stage at MSG and tore the roof off. It was amazing. Really, I think my most memorable Van Halen experience was a few years after that. In 2012, I was lucky enough to go to the record release party, just me and like 200 journalists at Cafe Wha in Manhattan. And I got there early and made sure that I got the seat literally right in front of Edward Van Halen in this small little independent music club. And my knees were like pushed up against his pedal board. And before the show, there's no security in front of me, nothing. Like I was like literally on top of him. His Matt Bruckus guitar tech come over to me and he's like, hey bro, like you cool here? Like who are you? Like I was like, he's like, are you gonna be okay here? Like, and I'm like, dude, you have no idea who I am. I said, if anybody even comes near this pedal board or near Edward, I will remove them from this earth. And he was like, awesome, man. So I got to see Eddie Van Halen, and his amps were like up against my face. It was honestly the most euphoric. It was insane. But on to Edward for a second. My God, where do I begin? A lot of people just love them for their songs. A lot of people love Edward for his guitar, guitar playing. I obviously love them for both. And when you really look at him, he goes on the list of a very short list of great American inventors, from Thomas Edison to Steve Jobs to Elon Musk. That's because the sound he developed didn't exist before the first Van Halen record. And so he was a mad scientist. He would take guitars apart, put them back together. So he basically took a Gibson Les Paul and he married it to a Fender Stratocaster. He also modded out his Marshall amp and actually did a bunch of things to it to make the sound totally unique. But obviously most of his emotion came through his fingers. Anyway, he's got multiple patents now, huge guitar brand, huge amp brand. He developed a whole line of amplifiers. The D-Tuna he developed, he's a hardware inventor as well. He's just like Leo Fender as well as, Les Paul. So when you look at it, he's one of the biggest amazing rock and roll / pop songwriters in the history of the world. One of the biggest selling bands. Guitar virtuoso, blew the doors off of guitar playing, reinvented the entire instrument basically. Guitar builder and inventor, amp builder and inventor, and just really just an amazing inspiration, and never stopped playing guitar. They would always be, him and Alex would just be, and then Wolfgang would just be in 5150 just playing nonstop, 10 hours a day, even when they're off tour. So Edward, you rest in greatness. You were, to me, you were the inspiration of my life, to be honest with you. You inspired me to be my authentic self and to take risks and to think, kind of always try to see things differently if there's a way to do it differently. You inspired tens of millions of people, and I know you're going to go down in history as literally the Mozart of the guitar, the Mozart of rock and roll. I mean, a once in millennium artist. I stole that from Drew Stein, by the way. Thanks, Drew. So I'm going to leave you guys with a little gift here. I'm just going to splice together a few clips here from Van Halen Live Without a Net, his live solo. I'm going to give some commentary as we're watching it together. I know that a lot of you got to watch Van Halen with me live on TV, and my commentary would be loud and rude and like trying to get you to understand it like I understand it, or appreciate it like I appreciated it. And I think I succeeded with some of you guys, but I think some of you guys still roll your eyes at me, but what are you going to do? Anyway, love you all. Again, thank you so much. And just remember, always believe in music. And Edward Van Halen. Take care.
All right, so now comes my favorite part of the show. It's my favorite part of the whole evening. We've been on tour since March, and I have no better time, any time than right now, because I get to go sit down, have myself a nice cold one, and listen to the greatest rock and roll guitar player in the world, Mr. Eddie Van Halen.
Sir Edward. In the zone. Light it up. Come on, are you serious? Let's go to Cathedral. That's an alien right there. That's not normal. That's an alien that writes something like that right there. Who invents that? This is what I'm talking about right here. Let's move right from alien to classical composer. Oh, the Eddie Van Halen grin. God bless him. This is the finale here coming up, folks, so stick around. He's in the zone. The end of an era, folks. Flying Eddie for you. Holy shitballs. Yeah, there he is. Rest in greatness, Edward Van Halen. Long live the king, ladies and gentlemen. Job done. We'll go down in the history books as the greatest. Thank you for everything, Eddie. We love you. God rest Edward. Never forget music and Edward Van Halen.